Welcome to our annual Hometown Heroes ceremony. I'm First Selectman Wendy Maxtutis, and I'm happy to be the MC this evening. And we're supposed to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, but I don't see a flag. So maybe we'll just skip that. How's that? Okay, we'll say it in our meeting, and if you feel the need to say it, come on over. First up, I want to introduce members of our board who are here tonight and who are going to be helping out with the ceremony. We have Steve Antonio, Heather Getz, Kevin Beal, Diana Yeisley, and we don't have Curtis tonight. He wasn't able to make it. I do want to thank our town staff, Tom Fitzgerald, Mark Nelson, Franklin Baracco, Tom Roy, and the members of the Public Works who helped tonight and who had to scramble to get this set up. So thank you for making it work. A little background on the program. Governor Bill O'Neill initiated this program in 1986, which sounds like a long time ago, but it's really not for some of us. As a way to make a municipality recognize and thank members of the community for making it a better place. What I did find out at the time, he gave out 42 individual awards and a few organizations. And then our first select woman, Peggy Shanks, brought this program to Simsbury, and it was adopted by the Board of Selectmen back in 1986. So we owe a thank you to Peggy and to all the first selects who have continued this program. And another note I found out was that she had 48 designees in that year, so 10 tonight is really not the record. Here's how it works. We have a Hometown Heroes Committee made up of the first selectman and a selectman from the other party, which is Heather and myself. And we include a business leader, Melissa Brett, a member of the Historical Society, Elaine Lang, a former hometown hero, TJ Donahue, and a veteran, Sabrina Teixeira, and your names should be in the program. We have an application process that's open to the public with criteria for them to tell us why you want to nominate this person. The committee decides and votes on who will receive the award. The guidelines were recently changed because we wanted to be able to have people that have served on appointed boards and commissions to be eligible as long as they were nominated for work that they have done to the greater good of the community and not just in their capacity. I forgot where I was going here. We received, like I said, a total 20 nominees this year. We had to make a decision. We whittled it down to 10 people that are here tonight. We're really proud of this selection. And we hope those who submitted this year will resubmit next year because we were considering them as deferred. So this is one of the nicest and most genuine things that we get to do as town officials. We get to be out here with all of you, and it's having this opportunity to say thank you to members of our community and also to the community that has weighed in to make you guys hometown heroes. On that, I'm going to read off the names of our hometown heroes that we're honoring tonight. We have Linda Schofield, save your applause, John Nagy, Gloria Rossetti, Polly Gardo Rice, Mark Ornstein, Chris Boswell, Alan Needham, Janice Johnson, Chris Barnett, and Robert Roberts. Each one of them has contributed to making Simsbury a better place for all of us in way more than 10 different ways. So with that, I'm going to get down to the real meat of why we're here. And I'm going to start with Heather Getz. She'll be presenting to John Nagy and Linda Schofield.
Hello. I will start with John. Mr. Nagy has been nominated for his countless hours dedicated to the Simsbury and Terriffill communities. Mr. Nagy is the founder of Terriffill Village Association and has worked with the Simsbury school system to promote and educate the students of the history of Terriffill. He's been a strong advocate for the recognition and conservation of the river and the gorge. John is not only always willing to contribute and lend a hand, but he does so with enthusiasm and a smile on his face. Thank you very much, John, for your years of dedication to our community.
Receiving line.
I don't know, I just made that up.
Thank you.
We're doing it. This is for you.
Oh, thanks so very much.
And next up, we have Linda Schofield. Ms. Schofield has been nominated for her volunteerism to the Simsbury community. Ms. Schofield has volunteered at the library book sale, assisting with pack events, cooking meals for the ABC House, and organizing Linda's Litter Lugging Day, as well as Simsbury's Simsbury Triathlon. Linda exemplifies what it means to be a hometown hero. We thank you very much for your service. And just a side note, Linda also has a book out, Discovering America by RV, so everyone should look that up on Amazon as well.
Okay, well.
Hi, my name's Stephen Antonio. I'm here to present next. First up for me is Miss Rossetti. Is she here? Oh, there you are! I was trying to see you. Okay. Miss Rossetti, lovingly known locally as Miss Gloria, has led an exemplary life as a successful female entrepreneur that has continued to give back to our community in a multitude of ways. Residents of all ages have attended her dance academy. She got her early start choreographer, Simsbury High School graduate, choreographing the original St. Mary's minstrel shows, which eventually became the Simsbury Theater Guild. She also choreographed the Simsbury Theater for Youth, as well as innumerable church and Catholic school events throughout Hartford County. She didn't stop there, though. She also took it upon herself to teach her students to be good citizens. They performed at and were asked to adopt a patient at local convalescents as well as Sand Hill to remember them on their birthdays and holidays. She was not only president of the Simsbury Junior Achievement, but also the president of the Simsbury Chamber of Commerce. A youth memory, an interesting fact about Miss Gloria, is she is also the last person to pave Drake Hill Bridge, now known as the Flower Bridge. So, trivia. On a personal note, I started my own journey with Miss Gloria when I was about 5 years old. My sister had begun taking dance lessons with Miss Gloria, and I was told that if I joined in, I would become a successful football player. You did tell me that. My lessons continued for 6 years, and I never became a football player. I did become a better person, though, for having Miss Gloria as a role model. Her influence not only on my life, but the other students did not stop with those early lessons, and we have always enjoyed seeing her throughout our lives with the smiling face and words of encouragement. She is truly a town treasure. On behalf of the many, many lives you have touched and most certainly made better for it, I am humbled and proud to present you with this Hometown Hero Award.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, next up, Polly Rice introduced by Deputy First Selectman Stephen Antonio. Sorry.
Do you want to just say that to...
Yes,
Okay.
I don't have my sash, but it is also my honor to present this award to Paula Cecilia Gardeau Rice, who we affectionately call, fortunately, Polly. I am proud to have grown up with Polly as a lifelong resident of Simsbury. In our yearbook when we graduated in 1981 from Simsbury High School, her senior quote was, "The real secret of friendship is not only what you give and what you receive, but also what you share." It is ironic how she has fulfilled this statement as a mantra for all that she has given back to our community. You're looking at me like you didn't know that was your senior quote. She has been on the Library Board of Trustees for 11 years, the Design Review Board of Zoning for 5 years, and volunteers at every election. She delivers meals to residents as a volunteer for Meals on Wheels and spends time at the Second Chance shop, not only minding the store, but also overseeing the social media presence. She is a board member of the Village for Children and Families, hands out food for the Simsbury Food Pantry. I feel like such a loser. Sorry, thank you, Polly. Volunteers for the Simsbury Historical Society and has planned reunions and many other events to keep townspeople connected and cared for. Polly is also a proud breast cancer survivor and a graduate of the Livestrong program at the Farmington Valley YMCA. Behind the scenes, she is a champion for supporting and encouraging not only women, but many men as well in town. Thank you for your services and volunteerism.
You want to go in program order?
No, just go.
Okay. Hi, my name is Diana Yaisley, and I'm going to be presenting to Janice Johnston and Alan Needham this evening. I am first going to be presenting to Janice Johnston. Dr. Janice Johnson moved to Simsbury in the early 1970s. At that time, there were no other female physicians in the town, and she joined a practice with the outlook to improve the lives of area children. Over the next 40 years, she would help grow this practice, and she would touch many lives. She has always had a warm demeanor, and to this day cares about the lives of others, especially when they aren't feeling well. When someone couldn't pay for their medical treatment, she provided it free of charge. When someone needed a doctor in their home, she would make a house call. Her wisdom and quick thinking have saved numerous lives over the years, many of which are young children. If you walk around Fitzgerald's today, especially during holiday time when people are visiting, she almost always has somebody approach her to thank her for helping them and saving them when they were younger. In her retirement, she has been a master gardener and has been dedicated to decorating the old Drake Hill Flower Bridge. She helps out throughout the year to make the bridge beautiful, so that residents can enjoy one of our town's greatest monuments. She's also been involved with decorating the Simsbury Historical Society as well as the Simsbury United Methodist Church with flowers. She supports multiple nonprofit organizations that try to better the lives of children. We are proud to present this award to Dr. Johnston and her dedication and commitment to bettering our community every day. So congratulations, Dr. Johnston. Our next hometown hero is Alan Needham. Alan Needham is not only the founder but the brainchild behind our Simsbury Medical Loan Locker. And if anybody has had the opportunity or need to visit the loan locker, which is at the Apple Barn, you will recognize what a treasure this loan locker really is for our town. I met Alan many years ago and worked with him closely on getting this loan locker off the ground when he presented to the aging and disability community. Not only did Alan work tirelessly to scout for a location, secured the location, visited other communities to determine what they are using for their loan lockers and how that we can best use that in Simsbury for our residents, but then secured the medical equipment, volunteers, and people who work at the loan locker every day. It is because of Alan that we have this loan locker, we have the volunteers that we have, and it runs as smoothly and as effortlessly as it does. We are indebted to Alan for creating this loan locker because it truly is a gift to Simsbury and much needed service. Alan, congratulations on this award, and thank you for all that you have done for the Simsbury community.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kevin Beal, and I have the privilege of presenting 2 awards as well. And like Stephen, I feel a little bit humbled by some of the names that preceded here, and no less humbled by the 2 that I have the privilege of announcing tonight. 2 people who I've had a chance to know in town personally as well. The first, and some of you might see Simsbury TV recording here in the back and impacting so much of our access to town and keeping a record of what we do here. And the backbone of so much that happens at Simsbury TV is Mark Orenstein. He's a technical advisor, a mentor, and a leader of volunteers. For Mark, volunteering in Simsbury began around 1995 when he was appointed to Simsbury's first technology committee, the ITAC, Information Technology Advisory Council. With that work, he was involved in setting up the very first 4 desktop PCs at Simsbury Library. He's helped with many organizations in town, including the Farmington Valley Jewish Congregation, Emek Shalom, the Simsbury Historical Society, Simsbury Public Library. But like I said, the place that I know Mark, and the main reason he was nominated today is because of his service to Simsbury Community Media, known by many of us as Simsbury TV or SCTV. He first volunteered with SCTV in 2014 when Mary Glassman was first selectman. The 3 of us currently serve on Simsbury Community Media Board together. Through that first involvement, he soon became instrumental in the daily operations of Simsbury TV. We got on the air so quickly during the COVID pandemic, in part due to the hard work and technical prowess that Mark has, which required managing the broadcast remotely and sometimes even from his own house. Mark's famous at Simsbury TV for finding solutions to the multitude of invisible technological problems that occur. Sometimes suddenly something changes and things don't work the same, and Mark is the guy who figures it out. He's made various improvements to the live streaming infrastructure located at Town Hall and makes it easier for volunteers to learn the equipment themselves and live stream town meetings. This includes networking improvements, robotic cameras, overhead ceiling microphones, wireless microphones, computers, and more. When SCTV didn't have the funding for a broadcast playback system, Mark devised a solution using a popular mini computer some might know called a Raspberry Pi, and continued to continue the SCTV broadcast, even though we didn't have the funding at the time to replace the broken playback system. A new broadcast system could be as much as $20,000, but Mark's solution got us there for $100. This solution has been replaced with a modern playback system, and of course, Mark was instrumental in making that happen too. He regularly reviews grant packets for Simsbury TV and the library to make sure the technology needs of the organizations are met and are budgeted fairly. He has the best understanding of the funding needs and requirements of community access television in our area, and he has been unwavering advocate for community access in the legislature and within the state regulatory authority. One of our Simsbury TV volunteers said, "Mark always helps the volunteers understand and get comfortable with the various equipment and methods to televise. He approaches that with patience and explains things on a level that us all can understand. He then follows up with hands-on demonstration and makes himself available by phone for any last-minute problems. Mark is the reason so many of our meeting coverage telecasts go so smoothly. His level of technical expertise and a commitment to the volunteers and viewers have helped make Simsbury Community Media what it is today." Mark, could you come up here and receive this Hometown Hero Award? Now, much to my wife's dismay, I've never been much of a hockey player. But are there any mother ducks here tonight? Quack, quack. I have the honor of presenting to somebody who I wouldn't be able to compete against with hockey, but I've had a chance to know a little bit personally, and certainly my family does. Chris Boswell is an absolute asset to the town of Simsbury. Below, I'll list just some of the several things she's done for the benefit of our entire town. Chris serves on the Simsbury Culture, Parks, and Recreation Commission, which is a volunteer position for the past several years. She's been instrumental in helping guide policy and procedures for that department. At no cost to the Recreation Department, Chris has donated her time and expertise to instruct adult pickleball lessons at the farms for the past 3 years. Through her own initiative, she has taken the lessons further by organizing pickleball tournaments, which require a lot of time and attention to plan. Close to 175 people have taken part in her extremely popular program. In fact, all the lessons that she's instructing are full at this time, so sorry to disappoint you. Chris has demonstrated her great leadership abilities as captain of the women's hockey team, the Mother Ducks. She's also served as captain of the Simsbury Farms Paddle B team. For years now, Chris has organized an annual charitable golf tournament at Simsbury Farms in the name of her late husband, Brian. Through the money raised at those tournaments, she has funded planning and construction of a gazebo which sits near the tennis paddleball courts at Simsbury Farms. In addition to providing some needed seating in that part of the complex, the gazebo provides great protection from the elements. It's also raised money for the lighting on the patio at Simsbury Farms Golf Course Restaurant. It's funded the replacement of all the windscreens for both paddle tennis courts. Chris funded the placement of an outdoor automatic external defibrillator, an AED, at Simsbury Farms, something that could be life savings. So because of that, and so many reasons more that I couldn't possibly state, I'd like to invite Chris up to receive this award.
Okay, I'm pinch hitting tonight for Curtis, and I'm taking on a couple of other nominees here. I have Robert Roberts. I just wanted to see where you are, just so I could make eye contact. Robert Roberts was nominated, and some of you may recognize him because he's 6'4". He's the color guard leader, and he wears his shirt whites, his dress whites every year. That's what somebody told me that. He's very active in the VFW and American Legion and leadership positions, and he's been doing that for over 25 years. He's been on the Simsbury Parade Committee, which we all love, for 25 years also as chairperson, and has helped arrange and coordinate the color guard and arrange guest speakers. He's led many occasions where we've installed lighting in the center of town with our Boy Scouts and has helped out with the Christmas tree sales. He did a lot of work with the Pinshot Sycamore lighting to make that as beautiful as it is today. Teamed up with our town and installation on utility poles in the center to put on banners over Hot Meadow Street, and he's hung banners in the early years for the town as a CLMP volunteer. He's an active member of the American Legion Scholarship Committee for awards to Simsbury High School and gives out awards on awards night. And he's been presenting with the American Legions to Boy Scouts who have earned their Eagle Scout. One other thing that he does, which is really, we all attend, is the Wreaths Across America, and he helps out with that event every December. So what I'd like to do is have Robert Roberts come on up here and be congratulated. Thank you. It was really nice meeting you. Flowers. So I'm also doing Chris Barnett. I just really got to know Chris a little bit this year. I mean, we've been crossing paths for years in town, especially as you were instrumental to the 350th anniversary committee that lasted for three plus years. But historically, some of the things that we've been told that you do is you were the squadron line. You helped with the large playground that was built at along Hoskins. You've led the 90th anniversary for the Boy Scout troops. You have worked on some town boards and commissions, as I mentioned, the 350th. But one of the things that stands out to me was your fundraising skills and advocacy for renovating and getting First Church back to where it was. I'm not a member of First Church, but I know that that's like kind of a legend. And then unfortunately what happened, but it's all good now, right, Chris? And then another thing where you really dedicate and give so much spirit is on the Simsbury Performing Arts Center. We all know that you advocate for that Performing Arts Center, and we thank the taxpayers of the Simsbury to help contribute to that, to make that a improvement as we build the backstage. And we got state funding from our state rep, and we hope that in the next few years will be a bigger place for all of us to go. One thing that's not on here that I wanted to say that really made me get to know Chris a little bit is that I saw some posts that she had that she got to see you two at the Sphere in Las Vegas. And I was very jealous about that because I see her going to lots of concerts, and that's really near and dear to my heart. So I'm going to end with that and say, keep doing that, Chris, and keep contributing to our community if you could come up.
We're going to 6 this year.
Okay, let me just figure out my notes here. So I do have a couple add-on things I want to add here, and I'm just doing that. I'm going to take a little privilege here as a first selectman. I just wanted to comment on Linda Schofield because she's a good friend. She's a neighbor. I've known Linda since I got involved in politics. I did not know her before that, nor did I know any of you before that. But one thing that I do know about Linda is I was an ABC host parent back in the 2000s, from 2004 to 2008, and I didn't really know Linda, but her name was on everything that happened at that ABC house as the chair of the ABC house. And it's obviously, we know what a great facility and great operation that is, and I want to include a thank you on that for Linda. And the other thing that I'd like to acknowledge here is her dedication over the years to the Performing Arts Center also, which you've stepped aside from. We have new presidents, new members on the board of directors, but Linda has been a big advocate for that Performing Arts Center, and I'm sure it warms her heart to see us moving forward on that next act backstage. So I just want to point that out. And the other thing is that, I don't know if Mark's here, but Mark is really active in the community, and if you've ever driven up our street, you will see the most amazing tree house for whatever. So I just need to point that out. I think that's it from me. I do want to just close here, and I want to say that next time that you're in Town Hall, if you haven't noticed, there's a wall filled with hometown hero plaques. They have not been updated for quite a few years, and that is one of our top priorities. And I've been told that we'll have that updated in July. So because we have 10 people this year and we have people back to 2019 or so, come in after that. I'll reach out to you to let you know when your name's there, and you can come. We can take a picture by your name. To close, I want to thank you all again for coming out this evening. It's been an honor acting as MC and introducing everyone. Thank you to all the guests, friends, families that came out, and luckily it didn't rain, and luckily we got set up in time to make this happen. Please stay for refreshments and some photo ops. And you are also invited to attend our Board of Selectmen meeting at 6 o'clock tonight at the library, right down that path, if you'd like to come and see how town government runs. Thank you all so much.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.